welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be tackling healthcare-acquired infections,
Okay.
or HAIs for short.
Right.
We'll be looking at a couple of real-life cases, and we've also got some recent articles from medical journals and some other research to really try to get a better understanding of this complex issue.
Yeah, it's a big one.
And, you might be surprised to learn that these infections aren't always a result of, duty hospitals.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
But before we get into all of that, let's introduce our two cases.
Okay.
First up, we have Alberto Bello.
All right.
He's 58 years old,
Okay.
and he went in for heart surgery,
Mm-hmm.
and the surgery was successful,
That's good.
which is great news, of course.
Yeah.
However, on day 4, he developed a fever
Oh.
and some not-so-great drainage from his surgical wound.
Oh, no.
And it turns out he had a MRSA infection.
Yeah, MRSA or methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus can be really difficult to treat because it's resistant to a lot of the common antibiotics.
Right.
And for Mr. Bello, it ended up causing him severe pain. He had an unstable sternum, and he ultimately needed multiple surgeries to remove the infected bone.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So he's looking at months of IV antibiotics and a very long recovery.
It just really makes you think twice about,
Yeah.
what can happen even after a successful procedure.
Absolutely.
Our second case is the story of Mariska Edina.
Okay.
It's really a heartbreaking story.
Mm-hmm.
She's a 24-year-old woman who went in for a C-section,
Okay.
delivered a healthy baby boy.
That's great.
But just 4 days later, after she'd gone home, she started experiencing some really severe abdominal pain, fever, and drainage from her incision.
Oh, wow.
And sadly, she passed away from sepsis just 2 weeks later
Oh, my goodness.
from a group A strep infection.
Oh, wow.
And this was despite multiple surgeries to try to contain it.
That's so sad.
It really is. And her husband actually mentioned that there were other families reporting similar infections around the same time.
Yeah.
So it raises the question of whether or not this was a hospital-acquired infection.
It definitely does. It is incredibly tragic, and it really makes you wonder if this could have been prevented.
It does. I can't even imagine what those families are going through. So, these cases really bring home the serious consequences of HAIs.
Yeah.
We're talking about longer hospital stays, rising healthcare costs, drug-resistant bacteria, and, sadly, even loss of life.
Absolutely.
So it's clearly not just a medical issue, but a major societal concern.
Right.
So to help us kind of unpack all of this, we've got our expert here today to kind of walk us through the causes, the types, and most importantly, what you can do to stay safe.
Sounds good.